in my culture, it's the norm to cheat on women. I was cheating with one person that I really got feelings with. I realized that I was hurting two people at the same time because of my actions. That was the moment when I decided to take my mask off. I needed a redemption. I forced the relationship to be open relationship, which is something that I also carry a lot of guilt. I was looking for freedom. I want to be free, and I want to have freedom to just like experience and just to be open and don't be controlled. I came to the conclusion I am not free from being me. So all that freedom that I was looking for, I needed to give it to myself.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to a new episode of the New Age Sage podcast. Today, my guest is Angel Viloria, who's been telling me today is the first day of his new life. It feels that way. When any of you felt that way, it's an awesome feeling. So let's start there, Angel. You're telling me today's the first day of your new life.
Yes.
What in the world does that mean?
I came to Austin like a few weeks back because I wanted some transformation in my life, and I wanted to just like leave behind anything that was holding me back to show me, like to be my most authentic self. And I just went to like a 3 days event, and
It's like a deep dive event all the way in.
yes,
Okay, cool.
yes.
All right.
And yesterday the event ended, and I was like, yeah, well, this is my first day of my new life, like being my most honest self, and that's what it means.
Okay, cool. All right. So that's awesome. And to jump on that, so if you were to describe, when we're shifting or transforming as a person, I see kind of like version A, version B, right? There's like the version A, which is like the matrix coded personality from our trauma in our childhood. And it's this autopilot NPC loop that we just kind of have no idea existed, just in us. Version B is a person we create from our own self-awareness, our own heart. It's like the superhero we create from our own idea of what we want to exist.
Yeah.
So I want to begin with, before we move to version B, I want to begin with what was version A? Who were you in your own programming? And like what have you decided to suddenly now shift out of? Like what's the, take me on a journey. What's the version A? You got to a place where you're like, oh, I can't do this anymore. And what led you to be in this what you say, this new version of you?
Well, my version A from like 2 weeks ago that I told you, was the version B from a previous version of myself, like even like a 0.5 version of me, and yeah, just like I just feel like I was so afraid of being myself, of speaking up my truth, like what I thought, like my beliefs and my perspective about things, about anything, and even though I have been showing up myself like in this journey of being me, I was still holding on to the fear of being judged or about opinions from people in general, right? So
how did you experience that? Like how was that fear manifesting in your life?
Just being quiet in spaces where I had different opinions. Like that's one example, like a very shallow one. When I was around people and I would have a different opinion about something that I knew that was my reality, I would just like keep myself quiet.
Okay.
And like just like stay down and don't speak up about what I really believed.
Okay.
Was my truth.
So how did that play out? So you were in a group setting.
Mm-hmm.
I'm assuming they were talking about something unconscious or, not
correct.
awake.
Yeah,
right?
exactly.
That's how it is for us spiritual people.
Yeah,
A lot of people are talking about some nonsense. And then
exactly. And it's
you want
like
to step in, but you're going to say something and you risk sounding crazy. So what's going on in you? What was like your perception, your thought in that moment where you had an instinct or an intuition to speak up about something you believe, but something held you back? What was that voice telling you in those moments?
Interesting question, man. Because that was kind of like what I realized during this weekend, that I didn't feel enough. Like I didn't feel like my opinion would really matter or would create a difference, but there is like this difference between speaking up just for speaking, just for like, yeah, this is my opinion and I am gonna make you believe that, instead of, I know this has a purpose and this has a reason why I should say it, you know? Mm-hmm. So whenever I felt like I had to say something, I wouldn't do it just because I wouldn't feel like brave enough to speak up.
Yeah. What were you thinking in your mind? I mean, this is fresh. So, I mean, maybe, some in my time doing this, helping people and myself, is that like, there are very few. I'm not one of the people who can make a realization like this, and then overnight you're Superman, you're Batman, you're just out there saying the craziest things to whoever, no matter what, right? That didn't happen for me. I was like you, to an extreme. It took me a long time to get to a place now where I say whatever I want, and most people hate me because of that. But that's okay. I take that. I take that risk. So maybe that can happen overnight for you. You wake up one day and you're like just saying truths like bombs everywhere. Maybe I believe in you. But what I'm curious about is that what in your mind, because fear is often like a consequence of an action, right? So it's like, if you, in your mind, in those moments where you want to speak something truth, what would your fear tell you be the consequence of that?
Judgment.
Okay. In what way?
About me, about, I don't know, in general, just like people not accepting me. I think like that was the bottom of the fear, like that I wouldn't be accepted.
Okay. And what
for who I was.
Okay. Okay. So what did you feel comfortable saying, speaking up about, that make you feel accepted? Right? Because it seems like there's two different dialogues here. There's like things you'd say that would make you feel not accepted, that you hold back, and things you would say that make you feel accepted. So what's like the difference there? Can you take us on that journey? Like, what would you feel like you said? Like, oh, this, like, I can say this.
Yeah.
But if you said these things, it'd be like, oh, what the f is this guy talking about?
Yeah. Let's. I can like think of like one specific occasion, but what I would say is that I would say things that from my not opinion, from my perspective, because I would kind of like read the person, right? Like I know that this person has like this level of consciousness or like their perspective, like I could see like where they were coming from. Yeah. So I would say something that would match that frequency or like that thought that would make me feel understood by them. Like, but lowering my thoughts or beliefs just to match theirs. Okay. And yeah, just like in general, just something that would make me feel part of them, basically, like part of who I was talking to.
Like if you knew that what you were saying would make them like you and have fun around you.
Yeah.
And if you said something a little different, you could risk their perception of you changing to, what the hell is this guy talking about?
Yeah.
Okay. And then then what goes on in your mind if you do say something like that could throw them off? What would that mean to you?
That, well, like now, like I don't give a f anymore.
Oh, great.
But
all right.
Before, like that would have been like, wow, like I am just different, like who's like why this guy thinks this, like.
Yeah. And how does this play out, or did it play out romantically? Like how, because for me, my journey was with friends and people. I never gave. I've had that part of me. I didn't care. I could say whatever, and if it didn't like me. But romantically is where I got up. I was Mr. Nice Guy. So I always wanted to say things to make the woman happy and peaceful, and not risk it. I realized it's the opposite of what women actually want. And then I had to look at myself like, why is this happening? And I was so terrified of rejection, of being abandoned, that I couldn't risk this approval. And that was my journey. It took me a long time to get out of that. So how has that been for you romantically? Is it the same kind of dynamics where you feel like, where you felt like it was the same thing? Like you have a hard time saying things that you think could risk the flow?
Yeah, not in the same way, because like not about who I was, but about what I would think in general, like I would be afraid of conflict.
Okay.
You know, so like to me was okay, if I say this might cause a conflict in my relationship. So I just wouldn't say anything, and I would just like swallow all of that.
Okay.
But I don't think it would have, like, I don't think in my relationship affected the same way than in like social.
Okay, what was it like in your relationship?
Setups. In my relationships, I feel like I didn't show up as myself just for fear of not being accepted or for fear of conflict. Yeah,
okay.
that was like the main thing in my relationships, just like conflict.
Okay. Two things with time here. So the first thing is that what mask were you wearing? All right, because what you really wanted to say and what you wanted to speak of, you were swallowing. So what were you showing? What was comfortable for you showing?
I was showing like the nice smiling guy, you know,
okay.
and inside I was just like a, you know, like I would just like
what do you mean
like I would just like play like a double face kind of thing, you know, like I would pretend, I am this nice guy that it's like so spiritual and like so nice and so deep, but then I would be just like cheating on them, you know, like that was like my mask.
Okay, so you were cheating. That was that like a common pattern for you?
Not now. Like I went through it like on like my first kind of relationship that I had. Yeah. It was like a long-term 7 years relationship, and we started when I was like 17. Yeah. So like till I was like 24, 25. So like my whole 20s, like early 20s, you know, like the discovering of who I really was was with like that partner. Yeah. And like I went through all that phase with her, and I discovered that side of me, and I decided that I wanted to break that pattern, you know, like I don't want to be this person that is not real with their partner. Of course. And that's how it was.
It still feels heavy in you.
Yeah.
Why is it heavy?
Because it's funny you ask that, because on this weekend I let go of that relationship.
Okay, what does that mean?
I broke up with this person like 5 years ago, and my idea of that being the relationship for my life, I was holding on to that still, and I didn't know, like I had like this idea, okay, like I am going to let her go, and I let her go like a few years back, but I was still holding on the relationship. Okay. You know, so
just for context, before I go deeper, why? Like why in all those years you're still holding on?
I didn't know.
Just a feeling. It was just like
no, like I just realized now.
Holding on what way?
On
like the hope of getting back together or something, or
no, on the idea that was my relationship, like that was my relationship for life, you know, like
that you messed it up or something.
Yes. Okay, so it was like more of like a guilty feeling.
Okay, so you didn't want to get back. Didn't want to get back with her.
What's that?
You didn't want to get back with her.
No, like
no. It was just okay. I'm putting my mind in the mind of the listener, so we all understand here. Yeah. So it was you feeling like you messed up a really good thing, and then feeling so guilty about that you kind of messed up your one chance at a real pure love.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, that makes sense now.
Absolutely.
Okay, so now we understand that. Let's keep going a little more. Why did you feel that way?
Because of these patterns of who I was at that time. You know, like I wear like this mask of who I presented that I was for her. Yeah. But I was like a totally different person, you know, like I would lie to her, like I would cheat on her. Okay. And like that kind of like broke part of the relationship, you know, like that fractured the whole relationship. And after that, it was not the same, you know, so like I hold on into that guilt for so long. I broke it. Like I f***ed this up. And now I understand why that happened. Like the whole journey, but I was still guilty about that. And I was holding on the relationship.
Okay. So it still feels alive in you. I can kind of feel the feel.
Yes.
Let's explore. That's okay. Is it more so that like speaking about this, right, is tough because now, you know, people might have judgments about you for that, or what's going on here? Is that you still kind of have this guilt? What's going on?
I feel like I am still integrating what I discovered, you know, like, okay, like, oh, damn, I was still holding on to that, you know, like, and like, maybe that's why I couldn't find a relationship in all these years, you know, because like I didn't let go of that old relationship that I had. So like I wouldn't allow a deep relationship come to me, you know? So I think like that's why it still feels heavy, you know, because wow, I am still processing it, basically.
And what did you learn? I mean, the guilt is I'm assuming around like betrayal. I cheated. I was a bad guy. Whatever. Was that the main guilt is around?
Yep.
Okay. And you felt like she didn't deserve it. All that.
Yeah, absolutely.
Kind of okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay. I understand. So, let's discuss. Are you aware of what happened that made you? I mean, we're somewhat aware. I want to go a little deeper. If you were to tell me, right? Because to me, I cheated when I was young. I was like 19-ish, and I'm grateful I had the experience because I know exactly what made me do it. Right? I know the wound in me that had to happen, and because it happened, I had to look at it and say, oh, I can see what this is going to make me do. I can't do that anymore. Thank you for the experience. I now understand this. You know, I forgive myself, but it only came as a consequence of me being like, I know exactly why that happened. I see it, and I have it in check. So I know for sure now it's not going to happen because I know what can cause me to do that. Okay, I'm saying that because I lived when that happened. I lived with like it was like whenever I had a thought of that happening, it's like a black cloud covered me, and immediately all happiness is gone. I felt like a miserable piece of shit, all worthy of shame. It destroyed me. I got on antidepressants for a while because of it.
How old?
It was a lot. I was 19. I was 19.
Oh, pretty young, man.
Yeah, but like I knew, you know, it's like I felt like I knew better, right? And it was secret and all this stuff, and it's still heavy, right? It's a lot of shame on that experience. It's only when I did the exercise of like, you know, I think we make mistakes. We're human. What's important is recognizing what causes us to make a mistake, and that takes bravery. So it's like, let's look inside now in you. What wound in you do you think, we discussed a little bit that two-faced thing, but deeper, what do you think caused you to make that happen, to do that you know now you're aware of that won't happen again, right?
To like have that behavior, like
what caused that?
Right. Many things, man. Like,
okay.
Yeah, like
because most men cheat. I'm telling you, most men cheat, and then they don't give a there's no empathy or like, oh man, whatever. They don't look inside themselves as to what happened and actually face and heal it. All men, we're wired this way in the Matrix. We're all wired to go impregnate, you know, a whole village of 100 women. That's what we're here to do. No men actually look inside themselves and figure out why that's the case. So the fact that you're even here right now and you feel this way and you're investigating these things, that's a real dude. So like no men do that. Just so you know. So it's like, it's all right. So let's do that now.
Yeah.
Let's investigate that. What were the causes, you think?
I feel like I should give like some context in like how I got to that point. You know, like how I got to say, oh, this is up.
Yeah.
You know, like my whole life I grew up being a man. You know, like being around men, like in family, society, friends, and so forth. And in my culture, it's kind of the norm to cheat on women, you know, like it's kind of like that's how like family members do it, and like how society does it, and like when you're with like
specifically in like Hispanic culture or Venezuelan culture.
I feel like Hispanic culture, you know, like, but I am from Venezuela, and in Venezuela, like that's the norm, you know, like some people, like some men have like affairs and like their wife knows about it and it's okay, you know. They know like they have like multiple partners and it's accepted, you know. So when like you're around men, that becomes a topic to talk about, you know. So like that's something.
Okay, so it's accepted. It's normal.
Yeah,
so if
yeah.
you're chilling your boys, let's say your friend Jose is married to, you know, a woman. He's like, oh yeah, this girlfriend, she's causing me issues, and y'all laugh about it, and it'd be normal.
Absolutely, yeah,
okay.
absolutely, man. It's like the norm, you know,
Okay.
like yeah, oh bro, like you know what, like I just met like this girl, you know, and like they would ask, oh, and you guys,
okay,
even like you have a partner, like hey, you're into her.
And no one
like,
be checking them. No one be checking their ego, just being like, oh cool, man, tell me more.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, like is accepted. So like I grew up around that and that environment and like that kind of like condition myself on the version of a man, you know, like that's how men are, you know, like if you're a man, you have to do these things, you know, like you is accepted for you to cheat on your partner. So like I grew up with like that concept of being a man. And when I had my partners, that was the pattern that I repeated, you know, because like that was the norm. Until I had like this spiritual awakening when I was like 20. I had like major anxiety, like I went through like panic attacks for like a whole year. It was like a very low point in my life that made me kind of like go inside and know who I really was and get to know me. In that discovery, I realized like, oh man, this is up, you know, like why am I not being honest, you know, because that's when I discovered honesty in anything, you know, like being honest with your actions, with your thoughts. And when I saw myself realizing, okay, I am not being honest with my partner, I am cheating on her, this is not right, you know, like this is not who I want to be. And that was like my this is up moment. And I was cheating on her with one person that I really got feelings with. And my mind was, and my feelings, man, were just like so in like so much conflict inside. And at one point I realized that I was hurting like two people at the same time because of my actions, because I couldn't be honest. The second girl, like she knew I had my partner and like she knew what I was doing, but I was still hurting her. So my partner at that time, she always felt it, like she always felt like something was wrong, like I had like some attitudes or like some things that would make her feel like I was cheating on her, but I would deny it 100%, you know. Long story short, like she confronted me once, and at that point I was decided to like make things differently and actually like change who I was at that time. And I didn't deny it. I told her the truth, and I told her everything that I had done. So that was the moment when I decided to take my mask off and actually show her who I really was, because I kind of like needed a redemption for it, you know. And in that process, man, the most up thing was that I would tell my friends about it, like before being honest with her. I was like, hey, you know, like I just feel like I need to tell her, you know, like I just need to be honest and transparent about what I have done. And they, man, you're crazy. Don't do it. Don't do it. And after that, like I just feel like that version of myself just like left.
And what was the consequences that you told her and what happened?
It was a very interesting reaction from her, because we were on a break when like that happened, and I just thought that we weren't gonna get back together. I was like, well, this is gone, you know, like I am not doing this to get back with her and like to ask for forgiveness. I am being honest with her because I feel like that's what she deserves. Like she deserves to be told what she knew was happening, you know?
Yeah.
And when I told her that, like she felt so calm. She was like, she took a weight off her shoulders. She was like, oh, I wasn't crazy.
Yeah.
So of course, like after that, she just like went into her emotions and, you know, like felt hurt. But to my surprise, she felt relief, you know? And
does she want to get back with you, or is it done?
yes,
Does she want to get back
yes,
with you after that?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay.
We got back together and we lived for 2 years together.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then what happened?
After that, we decided to just like give it a try, you know? But at that time, I was still very unconscious about my sexual energy and how I would use it, you know? So I just wanted to continue living experiences, but from a different approach. So then I became this very honest guy. Instead of lying, like I went to the next extreme and I would like tell her my truth. Like I will tell her like, hey, you know, like I feel desire still for more people, you know. And
were you still cheating, or you just no?
I wasn't cheating.
You were telling her,
but I was being honest with her about what I felt and my desires for other people, which now I know where that was coming from a wounded part of myself that was longing for that sexual kind of interaction. And I forced the relationship to be an open relationship, which is something that I also carry a lot of guilt towards her, you know, like.
So just to have this right, you started speaking about your desire for other people. I'm curious about what led from there to the open relationship. Like what was how did it get there?
I feel like
you proposed it to her, right?
I feel like I manipulated the whole situation. Yeah.
How so?
100%. Because that's what I wanted, you know, like.
You wanted yourself to have sexual options outside of her?
Yes.
You wanted her to have them as well?
I wouldn't mind. Yeah. Like I was open to that. Yeah, man. It was like a very,
I understand from like a biological perspective, the male, your desire to go do that. But what I'm curious about is what was also you being like, yeah, she can go with other guys as well.
Yeah, but like not that I was gonna be happy about it.
But it was like
it was something that I was willing to trade on for
you to have that freedom.
Yeah, correct.
Okay, I understand. All right, got it. Okay, so how did you manipulate the situation? How did you get her to agree to it?
Just like after being honest, I just thought like, okay, I am then just gonna be honest for what I really want, and just like kind of like introduce to her that vision that I had for the relationship, you know, like like we just talked about it. Like I just told her, and because that was my reality at that time, man, you know. So like and I don't want to come off here just like, yeah, this is what hurt men do, but that was my most honest reality at that time, you know.
I think that's the noble thing to do in that moment.
Yeah,
because at least you're not cheating, being honest.
Yeah,
you know. I get it. If for someone in that state you were in, that really wants to explore those sexual desires, yeah, that's the cleanest way to do it.
Yeah,
because you are being honest. You allow her to have those experiences as well. Yeah. So I get it. What I'm curious about is that what got her to agree to it. What got her to agree to that experience?
I feel like she never agreed with that. She was kind of like trying to work in their relationship. That's how I see it now. Although like I never had a experience with anyone after that.
Wait, so you said you didn't do anything with it?
No, but I was forcing it.
Yeah.
To like for that to happen, you know. So like I was kind of like pushing her boundaries so much.
Yeah.
To get to where I wanted us to be.
Okay.
And in that process, like I kind of like went against her.
Yeah.
And I continue like adding to the relationship to just be broke, you know, like disrespecting her. Basically.
Okay. Why?
Because like she didn't want to do it.
Okay.
It's like she said like that wasn't something that she was open to do, you know, like she didn't want to be with any other man. Like, like I was all for her, you know, like, and so that's what I feel that happened. Because
and how did that end?
Yeah, in this process of us being open and like me forcing her to just like be open to explore.
Yeah.
One day she told me like she felt some things for a girl that was kind of like in our environment.
Yeah.
You know? So I was like, well, you just allow yourself to explore, you know? And then she just like went into that, and we kind of like did it as a couple, you know, because like that was something that I wanted to pursue, you know, like experiences with her and other people, and
so you wanted was it like a threesome kind of thing?
Yes.
Okay, I understand.
Yeah. So like that's what part of what I wanted to explore.
Yeah.
In my life, you know, at that point, and then things just like got very complicated, man, you know, like because then we were in like this kind of ménage à trois, and it was like kind of like too much for
you entered some kind of like 3-year relationship.
Yes. So
where she had some kind of feeling for this woman.
She had feeling for her. Had feelings for her. So like in that process, like she developed like some feelings for this person, and I didn't want that, you know, like then I was the one with the conflict about what was happening, but I caused that, you know, like I led the relationship to that point.
Do you see how it's the same pattern as before?
What do you mean?
When you were cheating with one woman, there was 2 women there, and you were conflicted?
Yes.
Yeah,
absolutely. And like then I saw myself in her.
Yeah.
Because like then she was conflicted about her feelings for her and for myself.
Yeah.
And I was like, I don't want this. I was like, you know, like I just wanted casual sexual experiences, but I didn't want to have a third person in our relationship.
Yeah.
You know, like I just want us to be us, and not just to bring someone else into our dynamic.
Okay.
You know?
And then is that what ended it?
That was part of what added to the relationship just to break up, man. Like we were just like in this place where there was so much conflict around the relationship. Like I was insecure for her being with this girl.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, I just feel, because I also saw her interacting with her from a place of love.
Yeah.
And that conflicted me a lot. I was like, oh, she loves her, you know, like there is like some love in here that I don't see her with me anymore. Like I don't see us having this kind of like deep love relationship, and I was afraid of losing her. Like this is gonna be, you know, like she's just gonna go with this person. And then I just felt like so insecure about my relationship, and then it created so much conflict. And I just felt it, man. Like I just felt like the relationship just breaking piece by piece. And there was like this point where we couldn't even be together, you know, like we went on a anniversary trip, and we flew out of the country, which was my first trip out of Venezuela. And I was so excited because that was like my first time going out to a different country. We went to DR and for the anniversary, and that was such a up trip, man. Like we couldn't stop fighting. Like there was like so much like no harmony within us, and I was like, this is not working, like this is not what I want. And then we spent our first Christmas together as a couple, and we fought like so bad on Christmas Day, man, that I was like, man, this is not how I want to live my life, like I don't see this being the relationship for my life. Okay. So then we decided to take a time just to things over, and just to come up with a conclusion in like, what do we want to do in the relationship? And like we didn't talk for like a month, I think, for like a few weeks. And then when we got together again, we were supposed to tell like, okay, what's your conclusion? Like, do you want to continue or not? And my answer was yes, because I wanted to continue working on it. And I asked her first, what do you think? Like,
why was your answer yes if it was so conflicted?
Because I feel like it's like this guilt that was within me that wanted to fix it because I f***ed it up.
Okay.
And I just wanted it to work like so hard, like, because I really loved her, man. Like she was like my person, like deep, like deep down.
And what was her conclusion?
And her conclusion was no.
Okay.
Like she said no. And when she said no, I knew that was it, It was like, yeah, I am not gonna even say what I wanted to do. Because first, like, I respect her, and I know that I have hurt her like so bad that me kind of like disrespecting her opinion was gonna be so bad, like was gonna be like just continue hurting her. And like she was like so brave to like come up with that this decision, and like that's what made us break apart.
Okay. And then from there till now, what's happened?
After that, in my relationships, you mean?
Yes.
Yeah. So after that, I felt like so bad, man. Like that broke me, like when that relationship ended, and it was hard for me to have a connection with a girl, like deep connection to the extent of having a relationship.
Does that mean you're just having like a bunch of casual encounters?
Even that was hard at the beginning.
Okay.
Like, at the beginning, that was hard, and I remember like I wanted like so much freedom when I was with her. I was like, yeah, I just want freedom, and I just want to explore things and like f- around. But when we broke up after like a month, there was like this girl that I wanted to have intimacies with her while I was with my partner, that I told her about her. And like she said no, and I didn't act on it because that was kind of like our rule. Like if she was not okay with that, I wasn't gonna do anything. So when we broke up, I was like, hey, I'm just gonna go back to this girl and like just meet up, because like I want to be with her like so bad. And when I went to pick her up and we were going on the way to our house to do our things, to like my house, on the way I saw my ex walking on the street, and like she saw me and I saw her with her in the car.
Damn.
Yeah, man. It was so, it was like, what are the odds, man? What are the odds?
Yeah.
And all the way to my house, I was just like zoned out. I was like driving like this.
Well,
and like she was in my head the whole time.
Okay.
And when I was with this girl in my house, I was like, well, let's just do what we came to do, like, and I couldn't stop thinking about my ex.
And that pattern continued for a while. You said thinking about her?
Yeah, man. Yeah. So, and And like then I went to like this long space in my life where I couldn't connect even in intimacy with someone. And then there was like this girl that I connected to after like a year, I think it was like a few months. Then I decided to like let that go, you know, like was I have to heal this, and I have to just like be open to connect with another woman because I want to.
Mm-hmm.
And I just started like healing and like just like letting that go, and kind of like be open to connect. And then during COVID time, I met this girl, and like we connected very much, man. Like that was a very good connection, and we were in a relationship for like 6 months because I got trapped in a country during COVID.
Mm-hmm.
So but I was gonna be there just for like a few months. So like I knew that that wasn't gonna be like a relationship that I was gonna be able to build up. And so that ended because I left. And after that I was, yeah, just like being casual, and I still wanted to force being in open relationships like for all this time. Like after that relationship from 7 years, I have always had open relationships
Mm-hmm.
up till now. Like,
What does that look like? You meet someone you connect with,
mm-hmm.
and then it gets to a place where you tell them, "Hey, I want something open," and they would agree.
Not when we got to a place, but that was my presentation card, basically.
Oh, that's
so,
what I'm looking for.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
I understand.
That's what I,
All right,
what I wanted.
Just want to understand correctly. It's not something you want anymore.
Not now.
Okay.
Not now. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Why not?
Because I don't feel like that's what I wanted. You know, like, and
All right.
and that's something that I realized this weekend too, which is crazy. Because I was looking for freedom, right? Like that was like my dialogue, you know, like I want to be free, and I want to have freedom to just like experience sex, and just to be open, and just to don't be controlled.
Yep.
And what I came to the conclusion was that I am not free myself from being me. So all that freedom that I was looking for, I needed to give it to myself.
Yeah. Do you think also part of you presented that because you felt so guilty about cheating that you wanted to protect yourself from doing that again?
What do you mean?
Exactly. Like from that whole cheating experience,
Mm-hmm.
it created a whole lot of guilt and shame,
Mm-hmm.
right? So what I'm saying is a possibility, I could be wrong here, is that you felt so bad about doing that, and so, you know, so much shame that you were like, I'm probably gonna do this again. So let's just do an open relationship.
Yeah, absolutely. So like that was like my thing. I didn't want to lie anymore. Like I don't want to lie about what I do, what I want to do, and I prefer just to be open, which was, as I said, like my honest truth at that time. Yeah.
So thank you for telling all that story. Very intriguing and brave, and good on you for sharing all that. It's not easy, especially, you know, doing this for the first time.
Yeah.
And you, I could not do the same thing. So, wow. So we talked about one of the potential causes was that just the reflection of the culture you were in, but I think it goes a little deeper than that. So what are some things you've gone to in yourself where you believe that that's what you desire, that you wanted to experience beyond culture? Like why did you want that experience of like this hyper promiscuity?
I feel like that came from sexual trauma in my childhood.
Okay.
Yeah.
How so?
Which was a deep wound, man, that I have been carried for so long, you know, and like that's what kind of like made me act on it, just to try to cover that wound.
What was that wound covered? Was it just people experienced the consequence of that in different ways. And we have to go into it. You don't want to, but it's was it like you felt so ashamed of yourself that you wanted to kind of prove that you were worthy, or prove that you could be attractive in that way, or was it you trying to get your power back? How do you think that played out for you? Like, what was the consequence of that in your life?
Yeah, I can also tell you that story, because like that's part of being open, you know, and tell my truth.
Yeah.
When I was a kid, when I was like around 7, 8 years, I had a sexual experience with a cousin.
Yeah.
We both were kids.
Yeah.
And then we were kind of like playing around, like a guy cousin.
Okay.
So we were playing around, kind of like, I remember that at that time I was discovering like my sexual energy, like as a kid, you know, like exploring, like playing with my thing, you know.
Yeah.
And we went to like this family vacation trip.
Yeah.
With all my aunts, uncles, cousins, family in general. And I was with my cousins, just like playing around in one room, and I used to kind of like show them what I was discovering about my sexual parts, you know, like, oh, you have to do this and like play with it, you know, like do this and that. And there was this cousin that we kind of like went deeper into that.
Yeah.
And we got caught by another cousin. Yeah. Which was a kid as well.
Yeah.
And then he told everyone during that trip.
Yeah.
So it became like a whole drama during the vacation, you know? So they confronted us, they sat us down and told us like, hey, what were you guys doing? Is this true or not? And of course, like we denied it.
Yeah.
At that time. And after that, when we go back to our homes, my dad called me apart, and he asked me, hey, I want you to open up, to be honest with me, like nothing's gonna happen. Just tell me the truth, like, did that really happen? And I felt safe, you know, and I told him, yeah, it did happen. It was true. And my dad just spanked me.
Yeah.
And told me to go to my bed.
Yeah.
And that moment, man, created like such a deep wound in me.
I went through something similar. I get it. Same with the guy as well. Yeah, I get it. I wasn't beaten, but I was dismissed. Kind of like, don't talk about it. Run off. So I get it. I share the same thing. So okay, so continue.
Interesting.
Yeah, I went through the same thing.
So after that moment, I felt like I didn't understood what happened, you know, like we never talked about it anymore. Like I was like, was it good? Was it bad? Like,
yeah,
was it wrong?
And the kid doesn't understand.
Yeah, like I didn't know what happened, and
you need guidance.
The only time that I talked about it with my mom was like a few months later.
Yeah.
That I was about to do my first communion.
Yeah.
And you know, like you have to do your first confession and like to talk to the priest and stuff. And my mom just told me, remember to confess what you did with the priest.
Yeah.
Man, and I felt like so bad. Yeah. I didn't confess that by the way. I didn't feel safe anymore, you know, like, and like now looking back, I was like, why I didn't tell the priest that is because I didn't feel safe saying my reality, saying my truth, you know? And then I didn't talk about that anymore with no one. And that still left a very deep wound in my life, especially in my masculinity.
For sure.
I felt like something was wrong with me for having done that.
Did you then, have homosexual desires after, or
yes.
okay? And did you explore that as well?
I did explore it like later in my life.
What was that like? Are you still in that space, or
not now? Like not now. Like I just feel like it's not aligned with what I want.
Okay.
Now,
what was that experience like
in my life
when you were exploring that?
It was freeing, man. It was freeing. Like the first time that I did it was kind of like very like up to like and like that kept adding to that wound, you know? And because I kind of felt like I was abused with my energy. Let me give you the background. When I was going through anxiety and like all of this stuff, that's how I started like my spiritual journey, you know, like going into yoga and like that's what kind of like saved me from like that place. And then I just started like connecting with the community, like spiritual practices and, you know, like all the woo thing. And one of those connections was a person that would do massages, like energetic massages, you know?
Yeah.
It was a guy, a gay guy. And I just felt like so afraid of him because he was gay. And I knew like I saw some of my things in his story, in like what he was presenting to me.
Why were you afraid of him? Because you're attracted to him, or
no? Because like I kind of felt like he was gonna bring out something from me, you know. Like I just kind of felt like some kind of energy when I would see him, you know. So he approached me and he offered me this massage. He said like, I feel like you need to heal something. He tells me, I am gonna gift you this massage. And then I felt like so afraid, man. I was like, wow, I'm afraid, but something in me wanted me to do that. You know, like, I was like, I need to go. And I went, and, you know, like he just tells me like, yeah, just like take your clothes off, just like keep your underwear, and I am going to massage, but I just want you to be free and to allow yourself to feel and explore, he says. And I was like, well, okay, that's fine, I guess. But I was still kind of anxious, you know, about it. When he starts like massaging like my back and like my body, like some emotions started to come out, you know, like I cried a lot, like laugh, like anger. And when he goes to my hips, when he touches it, I think it was my right hip. I can recall now. The moment that I just told you about my dad spanking me, that memory, man, just came back.
Yeah.
And I was just like right there.
Yeah.
And I started crying so bad. And, you know, like I felt like that was being stored there for so long.
Yeah.
And he pulled it out. And when he did that, after that, he just like started like playing with my energy. And then he asked me to feel. And then I just started like waking up my sexual energy. And long story short, he ended up masturbating me in that session.
Yeah.
And in the moment, like I didn't feel anything like was wrong.
Yeah.
But after
no
I
need to masturbate.
Yes.
Yeah.
After I ejaculated,
yeah,
I felt like so wrong, man. I felt like, what the is happening? You know, like why this guy did this to me, you know, like and I felt abused.
Yeah.
You know? And that conflicted me a lot. I was like going through a lot at that time. And at that same time, by the way, was the same time that I was awakening from being honest with my partner. I was with my ex at that time. So I felt safe enough to tell her about that.
Yeah.
And at that time she was studying psychology.
Yeah.
She's a psychologist now. And she supported me through the whole process, man. Like, she was my rock with that.
Yeah.
She understood what I was going through, and based on her understanding about what was going on, she told me, you have to allow yourself to experience that side of you.
What's that?
The desire for men, or like to heal that wound, if I felt like I wanted to do it, you know, like.
Sure.
And then she allowed me to do it in a safe space, you know, like coming from love.
And she still saw you the same way. She still saw you as equal.
Yeah. Like she didn't judge me at all.
She still saw you as like her masculine.
Yeah, absolutely, man. Like,
wow.
like she's amazing, brother. Like she didn't put any.
That's real love.
Yeah, that's why I said, like, she did it from love.
Yeah.
And like, not from like, yeah, just be free and like be with people. It's like, you have something to heal there, you know, like that's what she told me. Because like, you were kind of like interrupted when like you were a kid of exploring that energy, of allowing yourself to do things, and now you're carrying that with you.
Yeah.
So and I did it for a while, and that's something that coming back to the question of what was one of the reasons why I was cheating, is because I felt I didn't feel masculine enough, you know, like I didn't feel man enough.
And you thought that your masculinity would derive from sexual conquest?
Yes.
Okay.
And I just felt like being with a lot of girls would make me feel masculine.
Did it?
Yeah. In that moment, you know, like I was like, yeah, I am a man.
Yeah.
I can have women, you know, and like I have like multiple partners, and I am a man.
Yeah.
You know, but that came from that wound of feeling masculine.
Okay, and what's your perspective now? Does you banging a bunch of chicks make you more masculine now?
No, absolutely not.
Okay.
Absolutely not.
Why?
Because like,
what's your perception now? Why is it? How did that programming shift?
It shifted.
Like, what do you believe now?
I believe like I am a man,
regardless of who.
Yeah, I am a man, brother, and I own my masculinity now. You know, like I am masculine enough to be like any other man, regardless anything. You know, like that's what I own now, and what I feel.
What does owning it mean to you?
Just feeling it, you know, like just not feeling less.
Your power, feeling your presence.
Yeah, feeling empowered of being a man, you know, like, and like,
what you're describing, I think you mentioned earlier, is that you're containing yourself, not leaking your masculinity. I think what you're describing before is what most men experience, which is what I experienced when I was younger, is that you're proving your masculinity through conquest, through like leaking it out, being like, this person has to confirm I'm a man. If I bang the super hot chick, I'm a man.
Yeah.
My friends see me do this, and I'm a man.
Yes.
Right? That's outsourcing that sense of masculinity, which is what almost all men live by. Same with like a nice car, a nice house. It's like I'm leaking my masculinity by saying you have to prove me for my masculine. What's funny enough, what you're describing now is what I believe and what I try and teach is that real masculinity only can come from inside you. It's an inside game.
Yeah.
It breeds.
And it's like heal that.
And that's,
you know?
that's what you're experiencing now.
Yeah. And it's like healing that wounded part of your masculinity. Because to me, it was coming back to that kid and telling him that it's okay.
Yeah.
You know, like you're exploring your sexual energy and desires, and you feeling this doesn't make you less man.
Yeah.
You know, so you're man enough regardless of anything that you do. You're a man. So
you feel like now, with the energy you have, that because of that, you're now not going to be likely to cheat. You're not likely to really pursue something monogamous.
What
monogamous is not open. No. So you having that center in you is gonna make you now with the next woman you meet be more likely to like, there's no need to cheat.
Yes.
I just want you.
Man. Yeah.
Okay,
and
that's
like,
what I was saying.
And
And
like,
that's
that's what I'm working
on. Finding that.
Yes.
Okay.
And like, that's what I am working on now. And like, that's why I decided to just like be celibate.
Yeah.
And just don't waste my sexual energy with someone that is, or from a desire that comes from a hurt place.
Yes.
You know, because all of these experiences and like sex that I wanted was coming from that place of being hurt.
Yeah.
Of not feeling masculine enough. And like, I don't need that anymore, you know? Like, I don't need validation from men, which is the curious thing, you know? Because like, I didn't need the validation from women.
Yeah.
Because I know that I can attract women.
Yeah.
But I needed the validation from men that could see me as a man.
Kind of proving dad wrong, in a way.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah. Okay. So come back full circle. You know, we began this whole. I mean, I'm glad it went this way because we really got to the truth of what's going on here. Well, it began with you feeling heavy and guilty about what happened with that cheating in the past, but you know, now having explored and having talked about everything and seen everything, like you, like I'm assuming you understand yourself better. You understand why that happened. You understand how all that happened because there was an unhealed little boy that was very traumatized, and that you were having those experiences.
Yeah.
So, did that awareness and understanding does that remove some of the guilt now?
Yeah, 100%, man.
Just understanding yourself.
Yeah, and
right.
like,
can you see that? You know, you had to go through all that. Not excusing for all women listening. Trying to punch me in the face. I'm not excusing. You know, cheating is always wrong. But you know, what I'm saying is that you had to experience that as a mirror to really heal and be in the place you are now.
Yes.
Like the
yeah,
you know, to make the realizations you have, which almost 99% of men never make. You took those experiences and you really went inside yourself to discover the root. That's real.
Yeah.
Does that lessen some of the heaviness?
A lot, man. Like that's why I'm able to talk about it now.
Yeah.
With you here in this space, you know, because I know that there are men out there, you know, like have gone through similar things and that they are holding on so much and like they're acting based on that program, and that's why they hurt women. Like that's why they rape women. That's why they abuse women. And
why exactly?
Because they want to feel men. You know, like because I feel like I don't know like much about the all other stories, but what I can feel, man, is like men that cheat don't feel masculine enough. You know, like there is like some kind of wound in their masculinity that makes them go for girls.
Yes.
Out of their relationship.
Yes.
And yeah, just I just know that there's like so many men out there acting on that program, and that's why I'm sharing this, you know, because it's not been an easy journey, you know, of accepting, but now it's clear to me, you know, and I decide to don't act on that desire anymore.
And what's agree, very profound. You got into a place from deep experience and gnosis. You know, this just coming from your own experience, your own soul, which is a lot deeper. So now what do you do with desire now? Right? 'Cause I'm assuming you still have eyes. You still see a woman you're attracted to, and you still whatever you're attracted to, and you still feel that desire. How do you deal with that now?
I just don't.
What do you mean you don't?
I don't act on it. You know, like I mean, I feel
what's the line here? You know, are you in a season where you're just like I can't, right? 'Cause you can't. That's like monk mode. What
I do now is I do ask me the question of where is this desire coming from?
Yeah.
You know, I feel attracted to this person because I just want to her?
Yeah.
Or because I really wanna connect and have a relationship with her.
Then you realize that almost 99% of the time
it's sex. Yeah, it's and it's like, okay, and it's funny because I listened to your podcast about open relationships.
Yeah.
And like how you let yourself act on desire, and like how you free yourself from the desire, and like sacrifice. That's what you use, the word you use, like to sacrifice the desire instead of acting on it.
Yeah.
But to me, how I see it now is just to be free from desire, just to be free from that voice that is telling you to do it, to go for it, like, and all of the freedom that I wanted, looking for sexual experiences, I am getting it now from done letting myself be limited by that.
Yeah. So you're describing is what I argue for open relationships is the main argument for open relationships is you have more freedom.
Freedom, yeah.
Right. And I'm like, are you really more free?
Yeah. No, you're not.
Right.
You're not,
it's
and like what is freedom for you?
Yeah, for each person. For me, it's like I choose monogamy. I choose containing masculinity because that to me is more free than leaking it everywhere. I experience more freedom internally, and that to me that's more real. That's more real freedom, is having this freedom internally to be like, I choose one channel for this energy. I choose one person for this, and I choose to contain my masculinity that way. And you feel more free, you feel more empowered, and you realize, like you're realizing now, that it's almost always just
man. And crazy thing has happened in this time, and it's been 6 months that I have been containing my sexual energy, and man, crazy shit has happened, bro.
Like what?
Like this, like in here today.
Did you manifest this?
Yes.
How so?
I did, man. I did.
What'd you do? Raising some witchcraft on me? What'd you do?
Well, first, like, I decided to come here to Austin to just transform and to be in my purpose, you know, and just to act in what I'm meant to do here in this world, and I have a project of a podcast that I recorded like a few months back, and I had been resistant to launch it for all these months.
Yeah.
And when I came here, I decided I am gonna go to this event, but I am gonna go like a few weeks before that, just to settle, to just work on my projects and to edit. And I also wanted to make connections here in Austin. And one of the things that I wanted to do was have some connections to record a podcast or to have a guest in my podcast.
Yeah.
And I just put it out there, And I said, I am just gonna edit my episode and launch it, and I put a date on it. 20th of November. That's the day that I am gonna launch my podcast. And like a few days back, I went to this event, like a talk about the neuroscience of manifestation, and they made us make a script or like an exercise about what you wanted to manifest, and I manifested just to be me, and just to be able to speak up, to show my truest self, and to let the world be impacted by that. And I have this project of the podcast, and I had in mind some connections, and that text that I wrote, I read it for like 4 days every time that I was going to bed, and really like feel into what I wanted to become, what I really wanted to manifest for my life. And I am reading it all these nights. And like after the second day, I went on Instagram and I saw your post asking for applications. And when I saw you, man, I just felt it. I was like, this is for me, man.
Yeah.
Because you said, if you're local to Austin, that like let's meet,
Yeah.
And I was like, I am gonna be here just for like 1 more week, but this is for me, you know, like this is my opportunity.
Yeah.
And I applied, and after applying, I was like, yeah, I am just gonna message him, you know, like I am just gonna reach out to you from my heart and asking God to align it.
Yeah.
And then on the 20th of November, when I launched my podcast, you replied to me.
There you go.
So that reality just like manifested so fast, man.
Yeah.
And
what's the podcast called? Where can people find it?
It's called satsang. You know what a satsang is?
Yes.
It's like satsang, but with a chatsang. Yeah. It's
Okay.
just like a casual
and your
conversation.
Instagram podcast channel. What's
it's my own Instagram is Angel EVR.
Yeah.
And yeah, man. So like that's
all right.
That's how it happened.
Go swarm him.
Yes.
Get him going. So just for people listening and men listening as well, and women listening too, is that you're living what happens before most men is that creative life force energy, that is sexual energy.
Yeah.
We leak it out everywhere. We leak it to women, to random people, to just that's when it's stuck in the lowest chakra, right? What you're experiencing now is that you push this life force, creative energy inside yourself, and you're like, I'm done leaking this out. I want to contain and create the life I want for myself. And look what's happened. You know, it really is that way. So, you know, before we close, how does it feel making that shift?
Amazing, man. So freeing. You know, I feel proud of myself.
Yeah.
You know,
Why?
I'm proud of myself because it's not easy, bro. It's not easy to be aware of your weak points or like what you have to work on, and even harder to act on it and like take the right choices that you know you have to do. It's like when like you smoke cigarettes, you know you're doing wrong. You know that shit is not adding up to your life. But are you really acting on quitting that? No, you're not. So it's like, okay, the awareness is one thing, but are you taking the right actions to don't do wrong? Is where the key is, you know? So I realized that I wasn't having a good use of my sexual energy.
Yeah.
And I decided just to quit. I said, I'm not gonna do this shit anymore.
Yeah.
And I tried for like a few years, you know, like, because I knew it that was wrong.
Yeah.
But I didn't stop doing it. And it took me like 2 years of trying to be celibate for like a few months, and then repeat the cycle. Actually, like my friends tell me, because I would tell them every time, yeah, I'm just gonna go celibate now. They're like, again, man, like that is not gonna last more than 2 months. And this time I went all in, you know, like,
because you also knew what to do with your energy.
Yes.
Right. It's tough going celibate when you're still like, you don't know what to do with all that energy. You don't even understood how it works.
Yeah.
So yeah, cool, man. Well, great. Well, first off, I just want to thank you for ultimately sharing your experience. You know, most men go through what you've gone through, but are too scared to speak about it, even own it and accept it. You just doing that is huge. And you know, first time being in something like this and saying all that, trial by fire, man. You're ready to go kill it. I mean that. And thank you for sharing your experience. That's just not easy. And you know, owning up to your own, you know, quote unquote mistakes, which weren't, you know, they're just lessons that got you to where you are now. That's not easy. So all kudos to you, all power to you. Thank you so much for sharing your experience and showing us what real masculinity is all about, which is, to me, is truth. Yeah. It's your ability to tell the truth. So thanks, man. Really appreciate it.
Thank you, Lucas, for having this space and for being willing to allow this to happen, man.
No problem. My pleasure.
Thank you, brother.
I hope you enjoyed that video. If you want to watch more content, please click this video right here and don't forget to subscribe right here. Thank you.